Hello everyone, it's Andrew from Gem TCG here, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about an issue I've been noticing as a seller on TCGplayer, and I've actually heard from a lot of the comments on my other videos that it's been happening to them as well. So I want to just make a video and address that, and hopefully someone from the TCGplayer team sees this video and makes a change, because I think it's very bad and has like a very bad impact on a lot of us as sellers, and kind of hurts the trust and validity with the platform. And I do think TCGplayer is one of the best platforms to sell on. Like, that's where I first started selling Pokemon cards, and I do make a decent amount of money on there. So I want to continue doing that. So hopefully this video reaches the right audience and makes a good change for all of us. So that's what the purpose of this video is. And also yesterday I had the giveaway for the 1,000 subscribers. So thank you all for supporting in this channel and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you won in the giveaway, please message me with your shipping address so I could ship you the cards that you got. And also another thing is, if you want to join the Patreon, I have a link in the description where you can get advice and have phone calls to just learn and grow your eBay and TCGplayer stores. But let's get started on the video. So the issue that I've been noticing, and many other sellers have been noticing this as well, is that a lot of people are buying cards and then they send in message like a few days later or like a week or two later saying that it never arrived. And the reason why this happens so often on TCGplayer is because there is no tracking service like built in, unlike eBay where you get the free tracking, or not free, you get tracking for like 69 cents for anything up to $20. And on TCGplayer, you just have to ship it with a stamp and just hope that it arrives, hope that they claim it arrives and don't open a case. And this has led to a lot of issues. For example, with my store, I get around like 5 to 10 orders a day on TCGplayer. It's nothing crazy, but before the huge boom in the market, I was still getting those like 5 to 10 orders a day. But I would get maybe one person saying an item never arrived per month. So that's like one out of every 200 to 300 orders. I would get one person saying it never arrived. And then all of a sudden, with this like recent boom in the market and lots of people joining, buying cards, I've been getting tons of messages saying their items never arrived. And it's very suspicious, because going from one request out of every 300 orders to then I've been getting like 3 a week of people saying their item never arrived. So that's like 10 per month. So almost like a 10 times increase in requests saying that their item never arrived in the span of like a few months, or like maybe half a year. And of course, like, I still send the refund because there's really nothing you could do. And if they open a claim on TCGplayer, they'll get refunded anyway. So you might as well just send the refund and go on with it. Luckily, they're all orders like below $5. Sometimes they are more expensive, but most times they are cheaper. And of course, there can be another thing with like maybe the post office is just losing packages or something else is going on. But it's very weird that this is happening so much now. And people do claim that it's because like new people in the market, they want to like scam people and just take advantage of sellers, because they know how these things work and how, like, if a buyer claims something on these platforms, they will most likely get refunded. So it could be that. There's many things that could be causing this, but the main thing is there needs to be a solution. So I don't want to just like complain and then not say anything else, but I think considering eBay is partnered, or like they own TCGplayer now, there should be built-in shipped tracking with like the eBay thing, how they have the 69-cent envelope with tracking. TCGplayer should have the same thing. And I know it's not like a thing they could do overnight, because like I am a software engineer, I do know how hard it is to build these things. So of course it can't be just a quick fix, but considering like how popular the market has been lately and the recent surge in demand and everything, I think it's important that they do get this going. because one, it helps sellers a lot with like at least being protected somewhat without having to spend $5 or $4 on shipping for every single order. And two, it also helps the seller, or I mean the buyer, because when you're buying something and then you see that it's shipped, no tracking, nothing, you just have to wait for it to arrive. It's kind of annoying. Like I buy a lot of stuff from TCGplayer, and then when people ship it, there's no tracking. I have to like keep track of it mentally and then write it down and just wait and then mark it as delivered on like a spreadsheet I make, because when I make orders, there's orders from like 100 people at a time. So not having tracking and not being able to confirm that an order arrived through the platform instead of like doing your own thing on the side is pretty tedious, and it's actually stopped me from buying on TCGplayer lately because it's just too much of a hassle to get a lot of items. Like if you're buying a few cards here or there, it's decent, but if you're buying hundreds of cards from different sellers, it's very draining to just manually keep track of everything. And then if an item arrived from a stamped envelope, you have to like write it down and confirm that it arrived on your own spreadsheet or something. So for those two reasons, I think TCGplayer should get that integrated soon, or at least something soon with a way to get tracked shipping, because I think that will help it will help everyone, honestly, involved with TCGplayer. And it'll probably get more sellers to join, and it will also most likely reduce the amount of scammer sellers on TCGplayer because they can't get away with just shipping something or like marking something as shipped and then not shipping it. Because the only difference between shipping something without tracking and not shipping it without tracking is that the buyer can claim whatever. So like if I get an order and I just mark it as shipped and I don't ship it, versus if I get an order and then I actually ship it but there's no tracking, in terms of like TCGplayer's eyes, it looks the same, and then it's just based on the buyer to make a decision. So it's like it allows scammers to kind of take advantage of that. And another thing, like I said, when I used to buy hundreds of cards on TCGplayer, there were dozens of sellers that I would buy it from them, and then like 3 weeks down the line, I'll message them. I'm like, "Did you ship this? I never received it," because like I actually did keep track of these. I was not taking advantage of the sellers, and I would write. I was like, "I never received this package. Did you ship it?" Most times they would not respond, and the other times that they did respond, they would say like, "Oh, I forgot to ship it. I'll ship it right now," or then they'll say, "Yes, I shipped it. It should arrive by now," and then I'll wait like another 2 weeks and it never arrives. And I know that's an issue because, or like it's a scam or something, because as a seller, I know that like most orders do arrive to the buyer. So if I'm making hundreds of orders and then 10 of them don't arrive, that's very odd. And it should be like maybe 1 or 2 orders don't arrive, but not 10. So it's like you kind of know that they didn't ship it and they're just trying to scam or something. But yeah, if you are watching this and you are from TCGplayer, I hope that something can get worked on soon, because I think this is a problem for all of us sellers, and it will also benefit the buyers on the platform. They'll get some sense of security from like having a tracking number that they could look at, even if it's not accurate, because like eBay's tracking is not the most accurate thing, but it still gives you updates. It still says when it's delivered, and it also lets the buyer know that like it has been shipped, other than just saying like, "Oh, it was marked as shipped, but it was maybe dropped off 4 days later," you know? So I think this is a very crucial thing that should be added as soon as possible. And I think a lot of us sellers would really appreciate something like that. But besides that issue, TCGplayer is a great platform, and it's my favorite platform to sell the cheaper cards. So definitely not a bashing video. It's just something that I noticed and I think should be improved. And if you guys have any comments about this, please comment it down below so maybe they could see it. And hopefully we could work something out and get something fixed, because that would be great for all of us. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for the support lately. and I hope you all have a great week.